is not a thing at all. There's no comparison. So it is in fact empty. It is absolute. And the nature of this world is absolute. It is as it is. And zazen helps us to awaken to that existence. We are brought into the domain of authenticity, of flow, and of wonder. And here's how to do it, by the way. We first begin to look, and we look at our environment, we listen, and we become sensory. And then we realize that what we're looking at is ourselves, just as much as our thoughts are. Why? You can see your thoughts. Yeah, they're objects also. Yet you tend to think they're you. Well, that's fine. However, let's not forget that when you're looking at a candle, or you're looking at the floor, it's also you. Very much like a dream, folks. When we're dreaming lucidly, when we are in a lucid dream, we recognize that the subjective or the perspective of you in the dream is you. In other words, it's you. It's the image of you, and things are happening to you. But as you realize that you're dreaming, you realize that the events are also you. And we are dreaming. And indeed, life is the same way. There is a transcendent dreamer, if you will. That transcendent dreamer is ultimately you, not the conception of yourself, but what is. And it is, in fact, not only the image of you, but the image of what is occurring outside of us. So that is the non-conceptual awareness. We awaken to the fact that we are what we are looking at. Thou art that, so to speak. That is the meditative placement of attention. It is, in fact, a great wonder. It is a world that is void of conception. And it is void of neurosis also, because we're not conceptualizing. And we're very much alive. Very much alive. It is a wonderful liberation. Also, the brain, naturally, folks, we can conceive this, that the brain begins to adjust to that condition, and we heal. That is how you heal your social anxiety. You begin to interrupt the maladjusted ruminating, the constant fantasizing. Just don't do it anymore. When you see it, stop it. And what do you put in its place? You put in place zazen, mindfulness, emptiness, authenticity. The real McCoy. And what is the real McCoy? Quiet. No comment necessary. It is as it is. That's the real McCoy. Take a good look. And so, in this place of reality, the body is responding, and the brain is recircuiting, hormonal systems are changing, we are at last healing. It is the source and place to come to heal. The source of healing is this empty space. It is not negative, it's not positive. It is. And it is eternally whole and eternally well. It is, in fact, nirvana. It is the kingdom of God. It's the place where all the plants are growing. It's where you have grown. It's where everything emerges out of the void. And it's not a concept. So in the process of recovering from social anxiety, we first need to determine what the problem is, and it's really the pseudo-therapy of our maladjusted coping mode. Yes, there is in fact a defectiveness schema down there. There's the belief that something's wrong with you, and that will heal, and it can stay. It can stay. It gets insulated. It does not become the source of your identity, however. It's an idea. It's like the chair that is in the room. Is it you? Well, yes, it's part of the dream. So is it you? Sure, it's you. Do you identify as it? No. You sit in it. Don't identify as it. Same thing with thoughts. The defectiveness, the idea there's something wrong with you, is delivered by memory. Is there something wrong with you? Not when you know yourself to be nature itself. There is nothing wrong with nature. You look at a tree and a squirrel and grass and you say, well, what's wrong with it? There's nothing wrong with it. Same thing with you. There's nothing intrinsically wrong with you. Let yourself be. Move out of the way. What needs to move out of the way? Conceptions. Ideas about being somebody. Relax these ideas. Where? In the zazen hall. Sitting in zazen. And then you have to be careful about all the garnishes, if you will, the things that are added to non-conceptual awareness. The wonderful history of Zen. It's a beautiful thing, and with great masters, great traditions, and the robes look groovy, and so on. However, you get distracted from that. This is a hook in the water. You need to let that go. Zen is non-conceptual awareness. Zen is not Zen. You ask any Zen master whether Zen is not Zen, and he'll help you out with that. Okay, and what I'm getting to is that we are not the representations in our mind of what is going on, though we need to keep these representations. What we think is going on is not equivalent to what is occurring. Our thoughts tend to personalize events. In other words, what's happening in the world is what's happening to me, and there are a lot of judgments involved in that. And is it ultimately simultaneous with the actuality of life? Are our thoughts ultimately the actual? Yes, because they proceed from the actual. They're manifestations of the actual. However, losing that connection is getting lost again. We find ourselves by losing ourselves. That is how we find ourselves. Lose ourselves in life itself. Realize that we are life itself. Function as life itself. Turn over your affairs to life itself, and reorganize your life. Then the conception of the self returns. The sense that you are in nature comes back, and we live then with the idea that we are in nature, and also the idea that we are nature itself. Mindfulness-based anxiety reduction. The manual is at Amazon.com. If you're interested, read it, and have a wonderful day. We're going to continue with our video series on schemas. Just wanted to talk today about Zen, and this is also consistent with Advaita Vedanta, by the way. All right, well, thanks a lot. We'll see you again.